I'm having a hard time reaching my students. They're participating, but I don't feel like they trust me as their teacher.
Well, I do have a few suggestions where you can build that rapport where your students can actually trust you.
Like,
Well, one of them would be, for example, you may have some English language learners in your classroom.
I have a couple.
Well, you may have to tailor the lesson to meet those individual needs of the students.
I don't think I have the time to tailor for each student.
You may have to adjust the pace of your actual lesson plan so that way you can meet the needs of those students. One example would be, for example, it's going to be something easily that you can fix. Maybe by providing some sentence starters on your walls, some generic ones that your English language learners can refer to when they're working throughout the lesson. Another thing regarding English language learners is they need vocabulary development. So maybe front-loading them with the vocabulary before you begin the lesson, they may be able to achieve success. And you're building that trust with them and building that rapport with them.
Okay, so sentence starters and front-loading the vocabulary would help out the English language learners. Okay.
It may be a little bit difficult in the beginning to implement this strategy, so you probably have to be very patient with them.
At the very least, the sentence starters is something I can start working on today and probably get up in a week or so.
Great. Well, sometimes students think that teachers are actually talking down to them. However, if you actually listen to them and praise them for their efforts and be attentive and show them your human side, show them that you're capable of making mistakes. This way, you're able to build that trust with your students. You have a mutual respect for one another. They show that you care about their success, so that you want to make sure that you are helping them reach success.
I still think I struggle with pacing, so I don't have time to necessarily do this. I try to get through the lesson plan each day, and I might be crowding too much in because I'm always trying to reach that objective, so that might be an issue.
Well, in the beginning, you may have to go ahead and readjust your pacing, just to meet these individual needs of the students. Before, when you were actually completing the lesson, they probably weren't learning. They probably were afraid to voice their opinions. But now that they see that you're actually taking the time and considering the time that you're taking to actually invest in their learning by stopping, when needed, pausing when you need to, so you can listen attentively to their responses or at their actual questions that they may be willing to ask you to proceed in the lesson.
I like these strategies that you've given me. They seem doable and not something that is scary to do. Thank you for your support.
That sounds great. Well, let me know how it goes. I'd be interested in seeing you're very successful in achieving your goals.
Thanks.